So these are my chickens, and these two right here are the new speckled Sussex, and I think this one right here is a rooster, and this one I believe is a hen, and then the white guinea over there, she's already making her buckwheat calls, so I know she's a girl. And the one with the white chest, the pied, well, if I can get it, that one right there, that one's also a girl because it's making buckwheat calls too. But these are my little babies, and soon when the rooster and hen find out they're outside, and they're going to come over here and watch them. So this right here was going to be my biggest tomato. Let me go ahead and pick it. Scissors won't even cut it. Hold on, I'll get it. There we go. So this big old huge tomato right here was going to be mine. Big old tomato. But then one little bird peck and this thing exploded. And so now this is bad tomato. But this is a big tomato right here. I'll go ahead and weigh it, but it's lost probably a whole bunch of weight. And I'll probably only eat this a little bit right here on the good side and take the rest for seeds, because this is a Cherokee Purple. But there's also a whole bunch of other tomatoes and things I'm going to pick. I'm going to show you. So for now I'm going to put this bad tomato down on the ground while I pick the others, and I'll come back when I'm done. So before I get this basket filled to the brim, I'm going to go ahead and show you my Cherokee Purple tomatoes. And my second biggest tomato is, I think you call it a mega bloom. But as you can see, it's got 1, 2, 3 tomatoes that grew into one. And this is about average, maybe a little smaller Cherokee Purple than I normally get. But what it is, the heat's just been killing them. And these two big tomatoes, the other one that's cracked in half, those were growing awesome when we had all this rain and a little bit cooler weather. By cooler, I mean like 85. And so yeah, so now that it's gotten 105 or so every day, these things have just shrunk. And now I'm just going to pick all the cherries and smother all these big tomatoes. Now these black cherry tomatoes are really awesome. You can see a huge cluster here, another huge cluster, and these things are awesome. They're my #1 favorite tomato for the cherries. And my second favorite is the fox cherry. And then for my big tomatoes, it's gotta be the Cherokee Purple. And these tomatoes in here are my not so moneymaker tomatoes. Just a big cherry, I guess. But I haven't really gotten a high yield out of the moneymaker tomatoes. I mean, there's a lot on here, but it's just not as good as the cherry or the other heirloom variety tomatoes. But I mean, if you like large cherries like this, I guess you kind of have to slice them to eat them, but they're good. And these tomatoes in here are my fox cherry. It's really good on production. They're smaller than the moneymaker, but yet bigger than the black cherry. You can kind of see that. But they're also really good, and I gotta recommend it. Alrighty, so on the right is my mega bloom, and on the left is my single bloom. And now the mega bloom, even though, well, it's all by itself, it's pretty big, but it's got 3 tomatoes and this just got 1. But this one has lost a lot of weight. I mean, it's at least half as lighter as it used to be, but This is all just a single bloom on this one. And it's 12.5 ounces, or about 370 grams. But this thing has lost a lot of weight. This thing was at least 1 pound and 4 ounces before it lost this right here. Because this one right here, it's smaller, but yet it weighs heavier. It's like 14 ounces or 400 grams. So it's kind of disappointing. But this is a single bloom and this is a mega bloom. So I thought that's really cool that this is just how big the Cherokee Purple tomato can get. And I'm just going to go ahead and slice this one, because I'm not even going to eat it. I'm just going to save it for seeds. Alrighty, well, in case if y'all didn't already know how to save a tomato seeds, so first of all, we're just going to cut off this bad part over here. Alright. So I don't see any seeds. But we're going to do but now we're just going to do a bottom slice. There we go. Just going to put that in there. And now we're just going to do several small little slices. I'm not seeing that many seeds. There's a lot of meat. But these tomatoes, they taste amazing. Alrighty. Now, just gotta dig out the seeds yourself. Or what you can do is put them in a, well, I'll show you in a minute. Alrighty, so I got my bowl. I'm just basically going to crush up the tomatoes in here. Alrighty, now we got that soupy mess. Just gonna fill it up with water. And now we got it filled up with water, we're just gonna scoop out the bigger pieces. And now we're just going to drain out the water. And now we're mostly like 90% left with the tomato seed. And if you really want to, you can still just pick out the bigger pieces. And then we're just going to put them on a towel or a paper towel and let it all dry. But on that, my biggest tomato there, it was actually really meaty. It didn't have much seeds in it. Alright, so here we go. And you're probably going to need more paper towel on standby, or just put a plate under it. And we're just gonna spread everything out. We're still gonna pick out the big pieces. now we're just going to let this thing sit in the sun and let it dry. So I've been really watching my other big old huge watermelons, and I didn't even notice that this one right here is ready to go. There's no spoon leaf, and the little tendril here is dry. So this right here will be my first little watermelon of the season. And I didn't even think it was ready. Oh, that's heavy. I didn't even think it was ready at first because it was smaller than all the other little watermelons. But I mean, it's still a good size. That's like a kickball sized. And I'm also picking a cantaloupe if I can find it. Where are you? Go ahead and check this one. Wow. This little one's ready too. I didn't even really expect that one. Alright, so make that two watermelons. That one's bigger than a softball. You can kind of see my hand. I got kind of big hands though. And I'll try and find, yeah, there's watermelons and cantaloupes all over the place. Where are you? There you are. And that'll be my smallest cantaloupe. Oh, there's two cantaloupes. I didn't even see that one either. Alrighty, so that makes two cantaloupes. Well, actually, this is my smallest now. And today, this morning, before my dad went to work, or my mom, they picked a whole nother cantaloupe too. That was bigger than this one right here. This thing is gonna be good. But so that's 4 cantaloupes in a day. And this right here, that's the watermelon I'm watching. And I'm gonna go ahead and pick this guy, that big guy, before he turns into a cantaloupe. But this big guy, I mean, he's huge. This is my biggest one. You can kind of see the spoon leaf that's starting to dry. So we're getting there. And I think that's all the melons I'm picking today. Should be. And I've still got some more tomatoes to pick when I come back. So this is my squash, my heirloom squash. It's got a bunch on there, and I'm just gonna let it go to seed, I think, because they're dying out. And over here there's some pink Brandywine tomatoes. Let me get my scissors. Where are you? There you are. Alright, hold on, I'll get it. There he goes. So he's also pretty big. And believe it or not, I was just going through every one of my melons, and there's actually 2 more I'm gonna pick. And I'll just leave him there for a second. But this is number 1. You can, maybe you can or can't see it, but the little tendril right there is dry, and there's no spoon leaf in sight, so off the vine. Oh boy, he's heavy. Alright, let me find that other one for y'all. On this one, the spoon leaf is just now going dry. And if I can find it. See, this spoon leaf is going dry too. Alright, so I found the other one, and dried tendril, well, it's connected right here, and the closest tendril is brown, and there's no spoon leaf in sight, so he's free. And while I dig this out, I'm going to be heading up to Ohio soon, so if anybody's in the upper part of Ohio, just send me a text or something, and I might be able to see you. So, there goes that one. I really didn't expect to get this many watermelons, and this right here is my biggest cantaloupe. I mean, it's like a football. Ooh. Alright. Well, honestly, today came into the garden to show you when I picked a watermelon and a cantaloupe, but ended up I got 4 watermelons and 3 cantaloupes, or 4 actually, because my mom or dad they already picked up one. But this right here is a perfect example of the Hale's Best cantaloupe. I love it. These are awesome cantaloupes, and this one right here, the small one, probably isn't the best example of one. And as you see, I also got some big old bell peppers and some banana peppers, and I got all these tomatoes under here, and 4 watermelon. So I'm gonna get somebody else to move all this stuff up to the house for me, because I'm tired, I'm sweating. And yeah, so that's for today's harvest. And I'm gonna show you my okra plants and my squash plants from my fall harvest. Alrighty, so these are my zucchini plants and my green bean plants and my squash plants. Alrighty, so after we've eaten some stuff and everything, what I was thinking is this is a really nice color, all these peppers and black and red and all these good tomatoes. But my smallest cantaloupe was 0.7 pounds. My other one was 1.5 pounds, and my biggest one was 2.3 pounds, which is I think about average. And then my smallest watermelon, it was 7.5 pounds. Going up, this one right here is 9.5 pounds. This one right here is 10 pounds. And this one's 11. Now I actually thought this one was lighter than this one, but I guess, well, this one right here is more round and this one is more oval. And yeah, I still hadn't weighed the broken up bad tomato. But yeah, that's how the harvest looks. Lots of colors.